Good morning. It's a nice sunny day here in Niagara Falls, and I thought this morning I would change it up a little bit. Normally I wait and have my shake a little bit later in the morning after I've done some exercising, but my day is going to be a little bit different. So I'm actually having my shake for breakfast now. So I'm making what my grandkids call a funky monkey. It is normally made with chocolate protein, but I've already used all my chocolate protein. I'm not at my own home, so I have to go home and get some after. But for now, I just want you to see how easy it is to change up the ingredients and still be, still be okay with them. So instead of using the chocolate protein this morning, I'm using vanilla protein, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of cocoa powder. So you'll see on the plate here, I've got a chopped up banana. It is frozen. I like using them frozen for some of my smoothies because it makes them colder. And I like using banana, not only in this one, but it adds to the creaminess. So today this is going to be coconut milk and banana, and I'm putting the cocoa powder in, as I had mentioned, and then I'm using chunky almond butter, but you can use whatever nut butter you want. Myself, I just stay away from peanut butter. So let's get started. I've not done this on video again, so hopefully it doesn't go everywhere. I'm just using this little travel blender because when I'm not doing anything too big, if I'm just making 1 cup, this works. It's a little foggy because I rinsed it out a bit. I use a cup. In this case, I've got coconut milk with me, so that's what I'm using. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is almond milk. Sometimes I'll use coconut milk, but today I'm using almond. And it doesn't really matter which brand, just you're better to stay away from the ones that are fortified because there's a couple of elements in there. I can't remember the name, I'm so sorry. I'll add it to the notes under the video posting. That really isn't good for you. You need to stay away from that. So if you get one that's not fortified, you're better off. If you know or choose to make your own almond milk, that's good too. That's a lesson I have to learn yet. So then I'm using Arbonne protein shake. And again, I said it's the vanilla. So just like the other Arbonne, the other protein shakes I make with Arbonne products, it's 2 scoops is what you use to get all of the nutrients and whatnot that you need for a shake. Now, when you're adding other things to it, it gets more and more like meal replacement as opposed to just a straight up protein shake. There's times in the afternoon that I'll mix whatever the protein is, whether it's chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, cinnamon, marble cake, whatever the flavor is, just with water. Sometimes I'll put a couple of pieces of fruit in it if I want a fruity flavor, but when I mix it just with water, it has a different kind of taste, but then if you're watching calories, it's not adding the extra calories of the milk. So, yeah, just you can mix them all. If you're just using water on its own with the shake, I have a shaker cup that I use. I don't always do it in the blender. Here, if I'm just going to be sitting out, having a shake that's blended with water, I just put everything, the water and the powder in there and shake it, and it's good to go. It blends really quite easily. So I'm just poking these bananas in. Excuse my fingers. They're still a bit frozen, but that's okay. This is a tough little blender. Maybe put too much milk in. And then the cocoa powder. And finally, the almond butter. So now, in some cases, I put everything in first and then the milk. I don't know why I did this backwards today, because it can be, I don't want to lose all of the goodness stuck on the lid. which is clearly something that could happen if I'm not careful here. I just want to. Now for the powders, you don't need to mix it ahead of time. That's just me trying to clear the top of the blender so it's not a disaster. I can be a klutz sometimes. Okay, so it's going to get noisy for a bit. This is just like a little, I don't know if you can see it. It's just a little pulse blender. I know that you can get some of these online or in stores now that are USB chargeable, and therefore they're portable. You don't need an electric outlet at all. But this one is one of the kind of old school, and it just has a touch. There's not any choices. It's just it pulses when you're holding it down. You see it's blending out nicely. So this goes away. Put the milk in the fridge in a minute. I'm going to take the lid off here so you can see. See, nice, frothy. It's good. And that banana makes it just, I don't know, it just adds a nice touch to it. But again, this is Funky Monkey. It is a heaping tablespoon of, in my case, I use chunky almond butter, but you can use whatever nut butter you prefer. I use a whole banana. If you don't want that much banana, then go ahead, use a half. The beauty of these is you make them the way you want. You know, I'll be sharing basic recipes, but you adjust it to your own taste. You don't have to be, you know, stuck. Again, so you know you can do that. I used vanilla protein powder this morning and then just added cocoa powder for the chocolate, because the chocolate goes better with the peanut butter and the banana. But if you're a real peanut butter lover, just use vanilla and the peanut butter. It's all good. And then mixed up. Now, because of the challenge that I'm going into, I'm going to be doing a 15-day challenge. I'll be doing these little videos on a daily basis with different kinds of shakes and different little recipes and twists. However, I should also tell you that there are other supplements that I normally put into my shakes, but I'm not going to do, I'll take them at another time during the day rather than in my shakes, because I don't want this to turn into an Arbonne advertisement, because that's not what it's about. It's about eating clean, eating healthy, seeing how simple it can be. You can make it very, very simple. But I also want to point out, you know, options that might be a little bit more budget friendly. Sometimes when you buy a really good quality protein, you may be caught off guard by the price. But you have to remember, in the case of Arbonne at least, one package is enough servings for one protein shake a day. So, you know, when you divide the price out into 30 and then factor in how much it would cost you to get a balanced meal using other things, it's actually pretty good. And you're not taking anything that's harmful for you, and it's nothing but goodness. So the other supplements I use are things that address greens. You'll see I didn't put spinach in here today. Sometimes I put spinach in my shakes, but not today. It doesn't address the greens and fruits and vegetables, so I have a supplement for that to make sure that every day I'm getting my greens. Multivitamins is another supplement. Now, when I'm talking about these supplements, I'm not swallowing pills and swallowing pills and swallowing. You know, I can remember years ago when we were on a vitamin therapy kind of thing. My mom had put all of us on it. It seemed like we were taking vitamins and supplements for forever. The two that I'm talking about right now, I don't know if you can see this little scoop. That's how much greens and that's how much vitamins. And I just put them in water and stir them up. And I also have a probiotic powder that I use. That goes in there too, stirred up, and it's like a green goddess drink, because sometimes I also throw in an elixir which has collagen in it. So you can kind of mix it up to whatever works for you and use what supplements you do or don't want. But as I said, for these smoothies, I'm not going into all of those. I'm not putting all of those in here because I want to make this smoothie life attainable by everybody, because it's simple, it's straightforward, it's good for you, and it takes away the headache of having to plan breakfast besides opening the fridge and saying, hey, yeah, today I want some strawberries. Or, boy, am I ever glad that we can get frozen fruit in the winter, so you can have a fresh fruit smoothie at whatever time. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is, yeah, I'm a senior, almost. I'm 62. But these are good for the kids, too. It's very uncommon when I make one of these that my grandchildren aren't asking for some. So I give them, a little bit. There's nothing in it that they can't have. So it's, for me, when my grandchildren are over, if they want a snack, they sometimes get a smoothie for a snack, and that's quite okay. They can have their choice of what flavor, because we can mix them up individually. If I have to make 3 different flavors, that's quite okay. Everybody can have their own. So that's all for today. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. For anybody here in the area I'm in, it's beautiful and sunny. Hopefully it stays that way. Otherwise, I'm Ema. I look forward to seeing you again. Visit me on Ema Unleashed. Bye for now.